Okay, this is going to be an extremely, or a rough, quick video of some of the features that are in Pinguy OS that might not be super obvious. I don't do videos, I'm not particularly good at them. I don't edit videos, so this is going to be extremely rough, but hopefully I can get through, well, you can get through watching this without it bugging you. One quick feature is, you may notice that Pinguy OS doesn't come with many wallpapers. That's because of Variety basically downloads them from the internet, and it always gives you new and refreshing images that rotate on a 5-minute basis. So I don't see the point shipping with a load of wallpapers when Variety's there, and it basically gives you an infinite amount of images. When I say infinite, I don't mean it's going to fill up your it's going to fill up your hard drive. There is a setting where you can limit like how many images. So I got it set to 500. That's what the default will be on Pinguy OS. You can make that bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. Point being is it's not going to fill up your whole hard drive with images. But anyway, so yeah, Pinguy OS doesn't come with many wallpaper. Well, it just comes with one, to be honest, and it's not set. And you'll notice that there's no sort of right click set image as background in the right click menu. The only way you can actually use your own images if you go to pictures. See, there's nothing there, so cancel. If I copy that, places, pictures, paste that there. Now if I go to pictures, it will show up. That's how you would normally do it. But with Pinguy OS, it comes with a script. The script does need to run as root, so it will prompt you to enter your password. That's because it's going to enter images here in the root file, well, the root system where your backgrounds are kept. This is the GDM lock screen, and obviously this is the default wallpaper that the operating system ships with. Now, what this script does is copies it into the root of, well, into the backgrounds, and that should kick in a minute. It will also create a blurred version of that, and the blurred version is what's used. So it's all blurred, and the blurred version is what's used for the lock screen. So point being, there is a way just to right click on an image and set it as a background, and also change the lock screen. So I made some quick notes. Oh yeah, Firebot. Okay, if you've got like a folder filled of like TV shows and movies that are not organised, not named particularly nicely, or not very neatly, this script that works with Firebot will organise all the video files, grab images. It will also grab subtitles, but you do need to set up Firebot for that first. So open up Firebot, click on subtitles, click on this little man looking icon. If you haven't already got an account, create an account with Open Subtitles, put any details there, and it will download the subtitles as it's organising the files. So I've already ran these files through there, so they already need these, but I'll run it anyway so you can see what it would look like. So script video organizer. Now well, that was fairly quickly, but yeah, if you had movies in here as well, there will be a separate folder called movies, and obviously that's where your film's going to. This hidden file, this AMC, don't delete this. What this does is it lists all the files that it's processed. That way it won't process them again. So for example, if you've got like a huge amount of like films, it's going to take a very long time for it to organise all of them. So what it does instead, it just redoes the new video files in that folder. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, so you get a nice little thumbnail of the TV show. Head up. You get some metadata about it. and also does a season, also gives you a season image for the folder. If I put in my details for subtitles, each one of these videos would have a subtitles of it as well. So yeah, fairly simple, but that's basically what the script does. Right click on the folder. Oh, has to be the folder. So for example, if I clicked it in here, it won't work. You have to click the folder it's on. So click that, and then it will organise all your files and that for you. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Oh yeah, PeerFlex. Basic program. It allows you to stream torrents and magnet links. Firefox is already built in with the program, so if you click on a torrent, it will give you an option to open up with Deluge or the torrent video player. Same as magnet links. So, but I've also got a right-click script so you can sort of see it. So just click. This is an open source Blender video, so hopefully I won't get any copyright takedowns because of it. Yep, it's muted. Obviously it takes a little while to buffer, but once it buffers, it'll play, and yeah, you can fast forward. Obviously it'll take a little while because it's got to buffer from that point, but yeah, that's the way you can watch torrents without having to download them. Yes, there is a bug with the themes. It's a minor bug. If I show you, so I don't know, you can see all this bit is light. There is a second theme on the operating system called Pinguy Darker. Click it, it goes darker, but the bar doesn't go dark. So what you have to do is click a different theme and dark, and then the whole thing's darker. Same if I'm going to the light version, the bar still says light, so you just click a different theme and it works. So just a small little bug, but I just thought people should be aware of it. Yeah, Pinguy OS actually comes built in with wine packs. These are Windows programs pre-packed with a working version of Wine that works with it. I'll post it in the description, information of like I'll post information about what games and what apps it has. There's not a huge amount of games, but a few that stood out was Overwatch. I think they got Fortnite, but you can just do like a simple search to sort of see, so flat pack search Overwatch, and it will tell you if it's got it, and it will tell you the version, so stable wine pack. So yeah, you can install Windows games using the wine pack. That I think is only going to grow within, well, over time. Talking about games, DRI, I had to change it from 3 to 2 for Xorg. So I was having huge issues with RetroArch. The game would load, but it would just be a blank screen. You could hear the game playing in the background, but you couldn't view anything. I have to do some digging around, hunting down, and lots of research and trial and errors of trying different things. Because the workaround was to use Wayland, and I didn't quite understand why it worked. Because even though I've only changed DRI to 2 on Xorg. If you log into Wayland, Wayland still uses DRI3. DRI3 generally has better performance, but if the application doesn't work at all, you're not really gaining any performance. I've done a whole post about how to change it and all that. So if you want to change it back to 3, I'll link this again in the description, and you can revert it back if you have any issues, or you're using like a newer graphics card. Because I think this only affects a select few, and I think I'm one of the few that it affects. I run a fairly old ATI graphics card that hasn't got Vulkan API capabilities, so I think it's for like any ATI card pre-Vulkan that may have these issues. Again, I haven't got a huge amount of hardware to test this sort of stuff on, so I mean it's going to work anyway, because Ubuntu right up until like 18.04 all the previous versions, Xorg always used DR2. So if older versions of the operating system worked, then this is going to work. Like I said, this is a very recent change in Ubuntu. Fixed res. With some older TVs, Overscan wouldn't work correctly, so basically, like I default boot up for me on certain TVs. Like the menu places, this bar would be completely hidden because it would be out of border. I created a very simple script. This will only work with Xorg. It will not work with Wayland. Mainly because Wayland hasn't got a version of XRAD, or XRAD, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but there is no equivalent of that in Wayland, so there's no way of like resizing the screen. But if you need to resize it because it doesn't quite fit your screen, you just basically change these values. Again, I've done a post on this, I'll post it in the description. But to turn it on and off, it's fairly simple. It's just a startup script, so just start up, and it's very simple. So yeah, just turn it on and it'll activate it. If you install on a UEFI system, when you first boot up the grub menu or the boot menu, for the OS it will say Ubuntu. To fix that, just run grub updates and it will repair it. It's not an issue if you install it on a BIOS system, it will rename it correctly. It only happens with UEFI systems. What else? Show off a couple of things. Let's open up a couple of files here. So yeah, if you've got a few like applications open and you want to get to your desktop quickly, just click that and it'll go straight on to click it again, it'll restore whatever you had open. So fairly simple program, but I find it handy. Gnome Activities is disabled. I'm not 100% sure what the problem is. It's probably more likely an add-on that's installed that Ubuntu Gnome Activities doesn't particularly like. But to be honest, it's not really needed in the system. Like if you want to work with virtual desktops, you could just click them here. It's fairly simple. And if you want to scroll through open applications, you've got Alt Tab. So I mean, it's not particularly a huge issue. But if you want to re-enable, so it's logged onto like the super key, mapped to the super key. I'll explain in the description like how to enable that. I think that's going to be about it. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much. Like I said, I don't do these videos because one, I don't particularly enjoy doing them, and the only reason I've done this because I think it was necessary, because like I sort of said, like a few of the scripts probably wasn't very obvious for like many people to sort of stumble across. I've also got templates for a few common files, so if you want to like create a shell script, I'll give you a basic layout for us. Template for a shell script. Yeah, always handy. I quite like use this for like the empty document feature. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Really hope you enjoy using Pinguy OS, and